Yes, hello everyone. My name is Satyam Khanna and I'm an independent education consultant from Khanna Education Consulting. I am based out in Kanpur, which is in North India. And today with me, I have Miss Anna Bradford. She is the International Admission Counselor at the University of Illinois at Springfield. So thank you, Anna, for joining me in. Would you like to please start with a little bit of introduction regarding UIS, please?
Sure. Thank you for having me. So UIS, or the University of Illinois-Springfield, is the baby of the world-class University of Illinois system. We are located in the state capital of Illinois and about 10 minutes away from 16th President Abraham Lincoln's house. Being located in the state capital, civics is really the heart of our campus. You'll be able to have, I'm looking forward to talking about a lot of the opportunities of how that impacts your student experience today.
Wonderful. So let me start with the questioning. The first question that I had was, what do you think is the unique aspect of University of Illinois at Springfield, specifically considering, let's say, international students?
Sure. So usually when I talk about how civics is at the heartbeat of campus, it's really a hard time for international students to see where they fit into that. But it's really exciting to be able to enter into UIS and being able to get the experience what civics looks like here, because it's not just a local emphasis, but it's statewide and actually goes globally. So what that means for a student is we have initiatives on our campus, things like the Center for State and Policy Leadership. And we have initiatives like the Illinois Innocence Project. So students, and I know a number of international students that have gotten involved, they're able to look at cases where someone could have been wrongfully convicted alongside professors and lawyers in the area and bring those cases back to court. And typically this isn't something a student can do until grad school or law school, but undergraduate students can get involved in that and actually get credit. So this last year, we had 5 people set free from prison through this program, another one about 2 months ago. So it's something really tangible. There are a lot of initiatives downtown that students are able to get involved in. I know an international student that was able to be an intern for Barack Obama because he was a senator from the area and his office was just downtown, about 11 minutes away. And so that kind of experience they brought back home. We actually have an alumni from UIS that is working at, I think it's TV9 or Television 9, the English station, as an anchor down. I believe she's still in Mumbai. So there are opportunities for international students to be able to engage in the civics that our campus does here and be able to bring those experiences back home to be able to make an impact in their local community. So I think that's a really amazing, tangible example of what UIS can offer.
That's wonderful. Visiting the White House as an opportunity really sounds something really unique. Mm-hmm. So the second thing that I wanted to ask you is that what do you consider as a typical profile for an undergraduate student, let's say, entering undergraduate studies at UIS? How would you describe such a profile?
Sure. I would typically describe one of these students as really outgoing, really cares a lot about what's going around in their environment, not just, we have a lot of government related majors, but any major and program here at UIS, anything you really do is going to impact your community. So a student that's looking to get involved, a student that's really a self-starter and is looking to make a great impact, definitely. As far as academic profile, UIS is looking at students. Our average GPA of a student is somewhere around the 3.5, 3.7, but we do admit lower GPAs around somewhere about a 2.5 at a 4.0 scale. But typically that student who gets admitted around that has a real attitude or thrust to be able to give back to their community. And so that's usually what we're looking for in a student, is somebody that is really self-started, somebody that wants to give back in whatever they do, whether it's within computer science or in business. We do have a lot of students interested in startups that are giving back to their local communities. We actually have a business incubation hub. The University of Illinois system has started a few of them around the state, the first one being in Springfield, that's actually right across from the old state capitol. So students that are looking at ways that they can innovate within their hometown, maybe bring those innovations back home with them when they graduate. It's a great profile of what we're looking for.
That sounds really exciting. Okay. Also, I was wondering, you could talk about the different type of opportunities and facilities that international students especially can avail at UIS so that their career goals, long-term career goals could be fulfilled, not just educational perspective, but in terms of their career aspects as well?
Yeah, definitely. So we have two different offices that international students can avail themselves to. The first one, of course, is our Career Development Center. And I always encourage students to get involved with them as soon as possible. They have mock interviews. They help you with your resumes. Each year, each semester, they actually have something called Resume Mania, where they'll sit down within a group and help you look at what your resume can look like now. And a lot of students come without work experience, and they're really great in helping you see how your previous experiences have given you work skills. They also have different programs. If you're not really sure what you want to do when you go to graduate, there's a few different types of programs you can engage with them. One of them is called Career Compass, and it is kind of a self-guided 6-stage program where you look at what are your talents, what are your interests, and how do those connect with the career, either in the field you're looking at or other possible fields. Not to mention, they invite alumni back to campus, and they have networking opportunities as well as career fairs, 2 of them every year, with over 200 employers from the region. So there are many opportunities to network as soon as possible, but those are always really helpful when you're about to graduate. And the second one is the Office of Internships and Prior Learning. So this office solely exists to be able to connect students with internships. So there are major businesses within the area: Wells Fargo, Horace Mann, Bunn, other regions, Caterpillar, it's about half an hour away. These are large companies that students are able to get internships with locally, but then there are also national ones. Like we had a freshman who had an internship with Google their first summer here for a computer science student. It's pretty impressive, your first freshman year. And so it was really exciting that they were able to help connect these students. But then we've also had students that wanted to develop an internship. Maybe their family has a business, they were going to go home for the summer, and they wanted to be able to turn that experience into credit. And that's also a possibility. The program is going to work with you to either help you find one, connect you with an existing one, or develop an internship to meet your needs.
Well, that's excellent, especially the Career Compass part. It really sounds exciting to me.
Yeah.
Could you also talk about a little bit of out-of-state tuition? Because I believe that international students would come under that tuition slab only itself, along with what funding opportunities are available and how UIS could be affordable to parents. If you could shed some light on that, please.
Of course. So yeah, as a public university, we have all students as in-state versus out-of-state. So a student coming from New York is going to pay the same as a student coming from Bangalore. So the amount per credit hour is going to be $637.25 per credit hour. And the state of Illinois has something called the Truth in Tuition Law. So what this means is, by law, your tuition rate will not change at an Illinois public university for the 5 years of your undergraduate. So the money that you're paying for the very first term your student starts will be the exact tuition rate that they pay when you graduate. And again, this is something you can bank on because it's law, so it's not going to change. And that's really great when you're looking at budgeting, when you're looking at your year. The amount on average for full tuition for 2 consecutive semesters is just over $19,000. It's $19,117.50. And that's 2 semesters going 15 credit hours. And then if you're looking at the I-20 amount for UIS, it's about $35,000, or it is $35,000. The average, if you're looking at books, tuition costs for most students is going to be just under that at $34,000 for each year. So for funding, there are a few different things that UIS can do to assist. One of them, in particular, like our major one, is our merit-based scholarships. So this is a scholarship that all students are eligible for when they apply. It's not an additional application, and they'll know right away once they're admitted what they qualify for. It'll be within their admission letter. And the scholarship amounts go as low as $1,500 up to $8,000, and these are renewable each year as long as your student remains in good standing. These scholarships, of course, are called the Lincoln Merit Scholarship, as we're very proud of our connection with Lincoln. But we also have another program called the Capital Scholars Honors Program. And this honors program is a cohort of about 80 to 90 students each year. And participation in this program is a more rigorous academic program. As mentioned earlier, we really value civics and volunteerism. So there's a major community volunteer project, as well as a research project that they present each year in the state capitol. And so in that opportunity, these students have an additional scholarship added. On average, it replaces the Lincoln Scholarship, but it's between, I think it starts at $3,500 and goes up to $10,000 each year, renewable. And then each year, the program has a competition for admitted students. So if you're admitted by February of the year before you'll start, it is an essay competition. And the recipients, there's 5 awards, and the recipients have up to 5 full tuition and full housing scholarships. So if one of the students listening today is able to get admitted and participate, you have the potential of getting full tuition and full housing for up to 4 years. We have other scholarships through our institutional scholarships program. It opens every year. Traditionally, it opens in December. This year, it's going to open in October. And it's one application. It's free to apply for all scholarships. And these are donations from alumni or government grants. One scholarship in particular that's pretty unique is our Camerata Scholarship. There are 15 of these awards that become available on a rotating basis. So each year about 3. And it's for non-music, it's for music students, musically interested students, but it's not for music majors. So if you're going to major in something else, but you have a passion for music, you're very talented, and you wouldn't mind minoring in music, this is an opportunity for UIS to have students performing at our school events, but it's $10,000 stackable on those academic scholarships. So if you happen to be playing an instrument and you want to continue into business, or you want to go into medical school, but you've always played violin and you want to continue, this is a great opportunity to be able to pursue that. UIS is a Division II athletics institution. And what that means is not only do you get the opportunity to play with sports in the competitive atmosphere, but you can actually stack scholarships at that level. So our athletics students on average have an average GPA of about a 3.4, 3.5. So really academically gifted athletics students. If you were recruited by a coach and offered a scholarship, again, that could stack on that Lincoln or honors merit scholarship. And then also at our institution, we have payment plans. So students have the opportunity, if you were to, outside of what you can't cover by your scholarships, you can have that split up to 6 payments throughout the year as well through that payment plan system. So those are some of the different ways that UIS does help students address those costs.
These are wonderful options, and especially the stacking part that you mentioned. I'm pretty sure many parents would clearly be listening to what you have just said.
Yeah.
Would there be any specific message that you would like to, let's say, share with prospective parents and students, especially in the international zone right now, who are aiming for
Sure.
US, specifically under COVID situations? Is there anything that you would like to share, please?
Yeah. So UIS is a very welcoming region. We've been able this last year to be able to keep campus on campus. So students were able to remain on campus throughout the entire time. We actually have been a leader in online learning for the last 20 years. So the entire campus pivoted to a hybrid model in 4 days, which is pretty impressive. I know that some institutions unfortunately had a little bit harder time being able to adjust to the new world, but we were able to keep our students physically on campus throughout the whole last year. UIS has a large diaspora in this region. We actually have 2 Hindu temples, 2 different Indian grocery stores, a large community of Indian students connected not only to, there's a huge medical hub in this region, so connected to the hospitals, but also connected to some of the businesses. And I know that a lot of those communities were able to also help some of the students that weren't able to go home for the summer and get involved as well. Students were still able to buy the things that they needed at the grocery stores. And thankfully, this region did not see huge spikes this last year. The vaccine rollout plan has been pretty effective in this region. And now it's available to anyone over the age of 12, pretty accessible. Also, UIS, the campus, we have mandated vaccines for anyone attending the institution, both students and faculty and staff. So everyone on campus is going to either be vaccinated or have approved exemption for vaccinations with a regular testing schedule. This last year, they were able to remain on campus because we did have regular testing prior to vaccine rollout. And in the state of Illinois, I believe the last statistic was somewhere around between 70 to 80% of adults who had accessibility to the vaccine, being able to take it. So there was a high vaccine acceptance rate as far as people who were taking it. So there's a lot of stability in the region. Thankfully, I hope that everyone who's listening today is also able to remain safe and healthy. That's something that we're hoping to see for everyone as well.
That's really some valuable information that you've given, because somebody to a layman as a parent or a prospective student to go out and search on the website, such content would be difficult for them to identify. So the last thing that you mentioned was basically safety and security. And it seems that UIS campus is completely safe, and it has, like you said, the law and the vaccine drives have been pretty good. So all safety measures as far as COVID conditions are considered are really on spot, and they are really doing well. So I hope that all my parents and all the prospective students who are looking out for universities, they will check out University of Illinois at Springfield, and they can directly contact you as well. I'll be posting a link over here so that your contact information is available. And thank you so much for taking out this valuable time, Anna. And I hope you have a great week ahead.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and take care, everyone.